Good morning. I'm Sue Hall, host of Bay Area Cares. This is a weekly program where we get to highlight nonprofits around the Bay Area and people doing great things in your neighborhood. If you want to see the video of this conversation, we are recording our Zoom call. You can do that at bayareacares.com. You can also give me a heads up if you run a nonprofit, and you can reach out right there at bayareacares.com. This morning, we welcome Kathleen Woodcock. Hello, Kathleen. She is the Chief Development Officer of St. Vincent de Paul, Marin County. Welcome.
Hi, Sue. Thank you.
You're
Nice to be
welcome.
here.
Sure. Full disclosure, I've known Kathleen and her family since high school days. So I think her brother and I went to high school together, and then our kids went to schools together. So yeah, we have a bit of a background, and you're doing such great things. So let's talk a little bit about St. Vincent de Paul of Marin County and what you do.
Sure, thanks. So St. Vincent de Paul Society of Marin has been serving Marin County for almost 77 years. And we're located in San Rafael, California. All the St. Vincent de Pauls are independently run and operated, and we all raise money for our area. So for instance, St. Vincent de Paul of Marin County only serves Marin County, which is really nice because those who are supporting us know exactly where their money is going. We most of you will know us from our free dining room. We're the only free dining room in Marin County, and we serve up to 400 meals every single day. We're serving a lot of meals. There's a lot of need and hunger, and that's 180,000 meals a day, and it's really the gateway to our services for St. Vincent de Paul, where our clients learn more about us and they begin to trust us, and then we learn more about their story and how we can support them with our wraparound services.
So a day, that must require just a ton of volunteers. Technically, how does that all come together?
Right. Thanks, Sue. Well, during COVID, it was very interesting. We ran our kitchen with a lot of volunteers, and then we had to make a very quick pivot. We have not closed our kitchen a single day in 43 years, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So we did some quick pivots. Volunteers made bagged lunches. We served them to go. We would do bagged breakfasts and then bagged lunches and dinners, and our clients would go off and eat. So now we're back to being open, but we're finding that a lot of our clients do still like going out on their own. But it's interesting too, Sue, with inflation and COVID and all of everything that goes along with COVID, we've seen a big change in who's coming to our dining room as well. We're seeing a lot of older adults who are, they're the fabric of our community, and they're not able to buy groceries. I mean, the cost of groceries has gone up significantly. So we're not only seeing the homeless in Marin County, but we're seeing older adults who are precariously housed.
That's one of the tragic fallouts of not just the COVID, the pandemic, but just in society with the prices of everything escalating these days, of groceries, as you mentioned. And there's a huge need, obviously, if you're serving that many meals a day. And tell me about the process of that. I think a lot of folks would like to know, where does the food come from? Do you
Right.
have donors every day? I'm sure, as all nonprofits, there's a need for fundraising and for donations, which, by the way, you can do at Vinnies, Vinnies, Vinnies.org. There's a donate button right there. I'm sure it's never going to be turned away. So, but what's the process?
Right. So, our dining room is just the beginning of our services, but that's the gateway. And we are not funded by the state or the county. So it's all private donations that keep our kitchen going. We'll have a call to action for food. The food bank gives us food. We get lunches and bagged lunches to go. So we have an army of volunteers, but really it's the private donations that keep our dining room going. And if not, we dig deep in our budget and figure out how to do it. It's a really worthwhile cause. Food insecurity is really big. And then, people will come in and they'll eat, and then we'll learn that they need their car repaired. It's not running, but then we'll learn that they're actually living in their car with their children. And that's when we can address their homelessness. We can do car repairs. We can do rental assistance. We can find people homes. Last year, we housed 122 chronically homeless people. So we're ending homelessness one day, one person at a time. And within our group at Vinny's and our collaborative, we can tell you every single homeless person that is on our list and name them by name. And we are literally one person at a time housing these folks. And sometimes housing someone is as easy as buying them a bus ticket where their family wants them to come home. So it's these little things that really make a big difference, but it's a big problem.
So you mentioned housing. What other, you said Gateway, what other services do you provide?
Right. So once a week, we have something called Help Desk, and it's every Wednesday where anyone with any sort of problems or need for money, rental assistance, a warm jacket, a car repair, gasoline, they can come to us. If they're Marin County residents again, and we will help them immediately. There's no bureaucratic red tape that they have to go through, but well, obviously the checks are not made to our clients, are made to their landlords or their mechanic or a gas credit card, whatever they might need, we can fulfill that need. In fact, just yesterday we did a call to action for warm jackets, blankets, and undergarments, which is really our homeless folks really need right now.
We're speaking with Kathleen Woodcock. She is the Chief Development Officer for the Marin County branch, if you will, of the St. Vincent de Paul Society, doing so much, not just feeding folks in need, but housing and whatever they may need. And if you need to know more, if someone you know is in the condition that needs these services, vinnies.org, VINNIES.org. You can also donate there. Briefly, Kathleen, let's talk about your fundraising arm. I know you have several signature events every year, and they're also very fun events. Tell me a little bit about that.
They are so fun. So we have one coming up, Sue. I'm so glad you're joining us for our St. Vincent de Paul fashion show. It's a ladies' boutique luncheon and fashion show on March 16th. And we have our event sold out, but it'll be up at Meadow Club. And we have about 225 amazing women attending, and we'll be featuring Trina Turk fashions. And then we have our big signature event, Pennies from Heaven, in October, precisely October 8th, again at Meadow Club. And that's when we really, everything comes together and people are so generous. We'll raise up to $1 million for our programs and services. So we're very blessed in this community, and it's an honor to be part of St. Vincent de Paul. And honestly, Sue, to make a difference every single day, we see that we're touching lives every single day. It's really a beautiful thing.
Again, for more, if you can donate, if you need services, Vinnies, VINNIES.org. Kathleen, unfortunately, we're out of time. I did want to mention that the whole St. Vincent de Paul Society of Marin County is independent. They're all around the Bay Area. They are all around the country. They're all around the world, for that matter. And they're not beholden to the Catholic Church. So that gives you some independence. And it also makes sure the money in whatever county you're in stays in that county, so you know exactly where it's going. Kathleen Woodcock, thank you. She's a Chief Development Officer for the Marin County Society chapter, if you will, of the St. Vincent de Paul. Thank you for all that you do. For anybody else who runs a nonprofit and you're interested in how to get the word out, we are here to showcase what you do. You can reach out to me, and you can hear past shows and see past shows at bayareacares.com. We'll see you next week.